So, should you buy or lease your car? The answer to this question is not quite as simplistic as Dave Ramsey would have you believe. The bigger question that you need to ask yourself is, do you want to be financially independent or financially free? In this video, I help you better answer the question, should you buy or lease your car in a way that is tailor-made for you? Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Nyiko. I've been a financial advisor for about 8 years now. I've learned a lot about what you need to do with your finances if you want to achieve financial freedom. So if financial freedom is a goal that you want to achieve at an age where it still matters and you can still enjoy it, I help you here to deploy, not just employ your money. So if this is the type of personal finance content that you like to see, please give this video a like. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you can be notified every time a new video comes out. Should you buy or lease your car? This is my opinion. So my caveat for this video is as follows. Nuanced in this whole debate is the notion that a car is an asset. You can split it any way you like. Buying outright, buying through an installment plan, leasing, rent to buy. Whatever the form of financing that you use, a car, if it does not make you money, is a liability. And to be clear, just because you drive your car to work does not mean your car is an asset. If you put your car on Lyft or Uber or any other platform in some kind of way where your car is actually going to make a return for you, possibly, or better yet, if you don't even need to participate, then your car is an asset. For everybody else who's going to use their car to work, school, church, visiting grandma, your car is a liability. Lenders, for the most part, are the only institutions to whom a car is an asset because they use these cars, your car, to make money. I just want to make it clear that you will always be spending on a car in some shape or form. Even if you own your car outright, you will still need to spend, and often these spends are big ticket items such as engine overhauls, suspension overhauls, clutch overhauls, transmission overhauls, turbocharger replacements, and even worse. Moreover, personal finance experts tend to hinge this conversation on in which way can you make lenders the least amount of money? But lenders are not the only parties that make money when you have a car in your life. I'll give you an example of a car that I had early on in my career. This car was owned outright, but I kid you not, every single month I was replacing or repairing a new item. So much so that when I got rid of that car, I was happy to pay monthly installments towards a financed car that was reliable. Said differently, this video is about helping you position yourself in a way that you can pay as little as possible for having a car in your life, as is often the case with most of us. I do not believe in a one-size-fits-all approach, so I will unpack each option, tell you about the pros and cons, and yes, both options have pros and cons. This may take a while, but for your benefit, I want to be thorough, so please bear with me. At the end of this video, I will share with you various life stages and also career types and help you navigate through how to use these metrics to come to the best decision for you. If you want to hear my conclusion on the matter right away, smash that like button and you will be allowed to skip forward to the end of this video where I lay down my conclusion. If, however, you want to understand the rationale behind why I came to the conclusion that I came to, watch the entire video. A quick little disclaimer for anyone who may be watching this video looking to buy a sports car, a luxury car, or better yet, even an exotic car. A video guiding you on exactly how to do this. Actually, a playlist of videos helping you to go about doing exactly this is coming. So keep watching, although this video is for the everyday person that's looking to buy an everyday car to get them from point A to point B or do whatever they need to do with their car. All right, let's get into it. Gaining access to a car in your life can be a complex manner to achieve in an efficient manner. I have been through my own experiences, made my own mistakes. I've also read and imbibed quite a lot of literature, and I've also honed my own personal financial intelligence, albeit ever so tiny, and that's the basis from which I lean to give you this little bit of advice. There are three main parties that make money from you when you have a car in your life. The most obvious and most spoken about is actually the lender as well as the seller when you purchase your car in whatever shape or form. The next group that benefits from you having a car in your life are all the parties and stakeholders involved when you need to maintain your car. That is, when you're taking your car for service, when you buy new tires, when you replace your wiper blades, when you need to overhaul your suspension, whatever the case may be, there are stakeholders that benefit from the fact that you have a car in your life. The third party to benefit when you have a car in your life is the government through taxes and levies. First off, when you first take on the car, there is a sales tax. This goes obviously directly to the government. But also when you pay for petrol, gas, fuel, a large portion of the price that you pay also comprises taxes and levies. Depending on your vocation or how you own the car, you may also have unrealized tax advantages that you may or may not be making use of. Making a ruling on this topic based solely on how much are you going to make the lender at the end of the day is superficial and oversimplistic. So I'm going to add other elements to this conversation so it can be more layered and you can think of what answer is best for you based on all of these factors. So I'm not going to get into any calculations per se, because obviously these numbers will vary from person to person. I'm just going to make you aware of the different elements that you need to consider so that you can come to the best decision for you. All right, let's talk about your vocation. I do not advocate linking your emotions to your spending, but I have been doing this long enough to know that people unfortunately do. This being said, for those who would like to change their cars a bit more frequently as they attain upward mobility in their careers, there is a better way to do this. This being said, if you know how to do this properly, you can get in and out of a car without losing any money on the car or losing a minimal amount of money. But for most people, getting in and out of a car means losing a lot of money due to depreciation, and we'll talk about this much more extensively, like I said, in other videos. This being said, if you have an eyebrow, please smash that like button because I need to know how many of my viewers actually have eyebrows. Most importantly, some people may be able to benefit from a tax deduction if they use their vehicle in pursuit of income. The receiver, realizing that they're incurring losses either in their personal capacity or through their business by making use of their car, affords them a bit of compensation for these losses through a tax deduction. Again, your tax situation may vary based on your vocation and where you are, or whether you're in business, what type of business, and what you use the car for. So please be sure to consult with your CPA as it relates to this matter. Your credit score may put you into a position where rent or lease are both a terrible idea for you. This can make the prospect of seeking to own or control a car absolutely exorbitant, and you should probably work on your credit score before you look into committing to either one of these two. Right, let's talk about your life stage. Your age, career, life stage, marital status, address, the number of dependents that you have. All of these factors can affect the type of car that you need. We will, however, speak a little bit more to this in the conclusion. Your vehicle brand and type. So, if you've been in a car in the past 72 hours, please smash that like button. I really need to know. Some vehicles are more reliable than others. Thus, maintenance costs and frequency will differ. Some brands sell more units than others do. Some cars only sell in low volumes. What does this mean for you? This means that there's probably nobody who's going to make generic parts because it's not going to be worth their while, which means there's less competition, which means there's less suppliers, which means there's less parts in circulation, which means you're probably going to pay more for parts for such cars. Different types of car types also age differently. For example, SUVs with bigger tires and more complicated suspension may be more expensive to maintain down the line than may be the case with a hatchback or say saloon or sedan. Some vehicle brands may depreciate at a faster rate than others. You need to bear this in mind. All of these factors need to be taken into consideration on both sides of the debate. Opportunity cost. As is usual with my videos and my way of assessing financial situations, I also have to look at what could you have achieved had you gone a different way. It has to be said then that buying a car outright has to be the most expensive way to cater to your motoring needs. Your money, if invested, instead of being put into a car that will depreciate the moment that you drive it off the showroom floor, could have actually earned you a return during the whole period that you will own this car. What most people don't realize when they're trying to either own a car outright by buying it cash, or own a car through financing, through buying a car through a loan, is that when you own a car, you also own the depreciation. How much other debt you may want to take on. Some people, like myself, may look at the prospect of either owning or controlling a car from the perspective of, I want to minimize the amount that I'm spending towards this liability in the form of a debt so that I can minimize my exposure to this and maximize the amount of credit that I have available that I can spend as leverage. In other words, how do I get into a car that ticks all of my boxes in a way that's going to cost me as little as possible so that I have as much access to credit freed up that I can build my balance sheet? Thank you for watching this video up to this far. If there is something that I made you think about that you perhaps never thought about as it relates to owning a car, please let me know in the comments. Also, if you want me to break down the advantages and disadvantages both of owning a car and leasing a car, watch till the next video in part 2. I will be breaking down what each of these options could mean to you in practical terms. So stick around and watch part 2 as we bring this discussion to an end. If you haven't already, please smash that like button, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so that you can be notified every time a new video comes out. Cheers! See you in part 2. So I've been running my financial planning practice for about 8 years now. So I've been thoroughly exposed to all the methods that work and all the methods that don't work. And as an extension of this YouTube channel, I've also now started to consult one-on-one, helping you with wealth coaching. We talk everything from credit, how to speak to your banks, buying cars, property investment, everything you need to know so that you can achieve financial freedom successfully. If you want to get in touch and schedule a consultation, contact me via the email provided in the description.